The chapters cubes and cube roots for standard 8. So this cubes and cube roots also, it is similar to the square and square roots. If you are thorough with that chapter, this chapter will become very easy. Like we gave the definition for squares, cube is also a number raised to the power of 3. That is called cube. So 2 cube means 2 into, you are multiplying 2 3 times, so you get 8. And a perfect, we did perfect square. Similarly, we have perfect cube. So here's 2 cube is 8, 4 cube, 4 into 4 into 4, it becomes 64, 5 cube becomes 125. So these numbers are called 8, 64, 125, so on. They are called the perfect cubes. So a natural number n is a perfect cube if there exists a natural number m such that m into m into m is equal to n. This is much easier to understand. So 8, 64, 125 are etc. 6 cube, 7 cube, all those values will be, they are all perfect cubes. Now the properties of cubes are, cubes of all odd natural numbers are odd, and cubes of all even natural numbers are even. So suppose you see 2 cube, it is even, a cube is 8, 4 is even, you get 64, this is also even, and here it is odd, cube of an odd number, you get an odd number. The cube of a negative integer is always negative. So minus 2 the whole cube, if you do, you are multiplying with 3 negatives, so you get your answer, final answer will be always a negative number. So it is minus 8. And similarly cube root, it is, you write it as I explained in the last, when we did the square root chapter, you write 3 inside for square root, you don't write the 2, but here for cube root you have to write 3 inside this. So this means you have to read it as cube root of a cube. So cube root of a cube will be always a. And the cube root of a negative number is always a negative number. If it is positive, you get a positive number. Suppose if it is cube root of 8, so you get it as 2. If it is a negative number, you get cube root of a negative number is always a negative number, because minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2, you get minus 8. And if it is a positive number, it is always positive. And cube root of a into b will be, you can multiply separately and write it, and for division also, but that is not true for addition and subtraction. I have explained this in the chapter square roots. The same holds good for cube root also. And cube root of x is actually, it is x to the power of 1 by 3. Now we will do some problems. Find the cube root of the following numbers. So cube root of 343. So 343, you can do the prime factorization, and now you can write this as cube root of 7 cube. So in square perfect squares, you had square roots, you had to write it as 7, any number to the power of 2, and then you can remove this square root and write it down. Here you have to write any number to the power of 3, so you get this is equal to 7. For 729, again you do the factorization, you get 9 cube, so this is equal to minus 9 the whole cube. So this is equal to, answer is equal to minus 9. And here you have a decimal number, it is 0.216. For these numbers, you can write it as 216 divided by 1000. So this is equal to, now 216, you will get it as 3 cube and 8 is 2 cube. So you can write 216 as 3 cube into 2 cube, and 1000 will become 10 cube. So we'll write it down here. So you can separate it. You can write this as by cube root of 1000, and 16 you can write it as, now this is 3 into 2, you can write this as 3 into 2 the whole cube by cube root of 10 cube. So this will become 6 by 10, so that is equal to 0.6. Another easy method is 216. You can find the cube root separately, you will get it as a 6. Since you have 3 decimal places, here your square root will have 1 decimal place, because it is, cube root of 216 you will have 1 decimal place. If it is 3 decimal place here, for cube root you will have 1 decimal place. Or you can do this. So this is the method that you can do it now, since you are just learning, and then later on you can straight away write it as 0.6. So here also you will write it as 4.4096 by 1000. So this is equal to cube root of, you have to write the 3 inside this, not outside. That means 3 into square root of. So if it is cube root, you have the cube, the 3, your number 3 should be inside this, by, so this is equal to 4096 can be written as 4 squared into 4 squared into 4 squared. So that is equal to 4 to the power of 6 can be written as 4 squared the whole cube. So this is equal to 16 cube. So this is cube root of 16 cube by cube root of 10 cube. So that is equal to 16 by 10 equal to 1.6. Here again you can write this as cube root of 3375 divided by cube root of, now you have 6 decimals. So this is equal to, now this is 3375, you can write it as 5 cube into 27 is 3 cube. So it is cube root of 5 into 3, this is equal to 15 cube. So here it will become, so here is 6 zeros, it will become, this is 100 cube. So this will become 15 by 100. So that is equal to 0.15. See, here you have 6 decimal places, 2, 4 and 6. So your cube root will have 2 decimal places. Now here 512 and 125 you can write it separately by cube root of 125. So 512 can be written as 4 cube into 2 cube, 8 is 2 cube. So that is equal to 8 cube by 125 can be written as 5 cube. So that is equal to, answer is 8 by 5. Now for this 968, if you see factorize, you see you get 2 cube and 11 squared. So if you have 11 squared, then you cannot take out the cube root. You need at 11 cube, then only you will be able to take out the cube root. And here if you see, you have 5 cube and here 111 is there. So in this case you can, cube root of a into cube root of b is equal to, you can write it as cube root of a into b. So we will use that. You can write this as 968 into 1375, that is equal to cube root of 968 can be written as 2 cube, 4 is 2 squared, this is 2, so 2 cube into 11 squared into 1375 is 5 cube into 11. Now if you see, you will get 11 cube, so this will become 2 into 5 into 11. So this is 110. Now here 3375, if you factorize you will get it like this. So this is equal to 15 cube. So we will write this as, we will write it separately, cube into cube root of 3375 into cube root of minus 729. So this is equal to 15 cube. So cube root of 15 cube into cube root of minus 729 will become minus 9 the whole cube. So this will become equal to 15 into minus 9. So you get minus 135. Now in this minus 1728 plus root 324. Now we have to find the factorization of 1728. So 1728, I have already done it. It is 4 cube into 3 cube. So it will become 12 cube, and this is minus. So you can write this as cube root of minus 12 the whole cube, plus this is root, it is not cube root, it is only root 324. So 324 is 18 squared, so square root of 324 will become 18. Now here it will, your cube root will be minus 12 plus 18. This is answer is 6. Now here cube root of square root of this number plus cube root of this. Now 729 already done, it is 9 cube. Now you have 6 decimal places. Sorry 729 square root is 27. So here you have 6 decimal places. So your square root will be 3 decimal places. So you can write this as cube root of square root of this will become 0.027 plus, now this will become cube root of 0.008. You have 3 decimal places. So this will become, this is 0.2 to the power of 3. So this can be written as, so 0.27 can be written as 0.3 the whole cube. 3 into 3 is 27. So you have 3 times, so 3 decimal, so it will become 0.027. So it is 0.3 the whole cube plus this will become 0.2 and this will become 0.3 plus 0.2. So this is 0.5.